Sally.
Good morning and welcome to Worldwide Toastmasters Club. I am Sally Reyes, your co-host for this morning at Sergeant at Arms. And I would like to ask you all to take your phones and set them to silence so we won't have any interruptions. I would like to welcome our president and co-sponsor of Leaders Worldwide, Toastmasters. And she's also a Division D director, distinguished Toastmaster, and general intuitive and guardian angel, Miss Cynthia Stott.
Thank you, Sally, for the fabulous introduction. And welcome to Leaders Worldwide. We're so excited to have our international speech contest. We have 4 inspiring speakers that are just going to inspire you incredibly. I'm so glad I'm not a judge because it's going to be very hard to judge this contest. They're all winners. We want to welcome all of our guests. We won't have time to say hello to you at the beginning of the meeting because we need to get underway here. But hopefully at the end, we'll have some time to hear what you thought about the meeting. So welcome so much and enjoy. And please help me welcome our amazing Toastmaster of the day, Tala bin Hamid. Woohoo!
Thank you so much, President and Division Director and DTM and God knows what else, Cynthia Stott. It is a pleasure to have all of you here. It is amazing to be connected to all of you. Today's theme, as we all know, is Black History Month. The precursor to Black History Month was started as a Black History Week in 1926 by Carter G. Woodson. In the 70s, it was institutionalized as a Black History Month in the United States. And in 1987, it started being celebrated in United Kingdom. In the United States and Canada, it's celebrated in February, whereas in United Kingdom and elsewhere, it's celebrated in October. So my message to all of you is that let this not be just a month to celebrate diversity. Let diversity and tolerance enrich our lives throughout. With that, I will move on to the timers of the day, and I will ask the timers to explain their role.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Thank you, Toastmaster Farah.
Yes.
The 2 most powerful warriors are patience and time. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. The duration of international speeches is from 5 to 7 minutes. A contestant will be disqualified if the speech is less than 4 minutes 30 seconds and more than 7 minutes 30 seconds. A green virtual card will be displayed at 5 minutes and remain displayed for 1 minute. A yellow virtual card will be displayed at 6 minutes and remain displayed for 1 minute. A red virtual background will be displayed at 7 minutes and remain displayed until the speech has been concluded. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bhumi. Thank you for your services. I welcome everyone to the 2021 Leaders Worldwide International Speech Contest, which also happens to be our first ever international speech contest. We are all nervous, thrilled, and scared. After all, what's joy without sorrow? What's elation without fear? All our time is borrowed. All that we see and hear is a gift beyond measure. So let's forget all our cares. Words will be treasured, souls will be bared. So let's all listen with our hearts. We are in happy isolation, however, closer to each other than ever. I welcome you all to this momentous occasion. In this contest, we will hear an original speech from each contestant. There will be 1 minute of silence after each contestant for the judge to mark their ballots. After the final contestant, I'll ask for silence until the judges are finished ranking the contestants and the counters have collected all the ballots. I will ask contestant one, can you hear me and see the timer? Once they respond, yes, I can hear you and see the timer, I will then introduce them. To eliminate any perception of bias, I will introduce each contestant in the same way. Contestant number, name, speech title, and name, which is the customary Toastmasters way. The speaking order has been chosen randomly, and I will announce the order now. So, our first speaker will be Toastmaster Kimmy Avery. Toastmaster Kimmy Avery. Second speaker, Sandra Edwards. Sandra Edwards. Third speaker, Sally Reyes. Sally Reyes. Fourth speaker, Isaac Ford. Isaac Ford.
And can you repeat that one more time for our judges and for everyone keeping track?
Sure, sure I will. Okay, first speaker, Kimmy Avery. Kimmy Avery. Second speaker, Sandra Edwards. Sandra Edwards. Third speaker, Sally Reyes. Sally Reyes. And fourth speaker, Isaac Ford. Isaac Ford. I hope everybody has noted the order of contestants.
Okay.
So,
And I'm sorry, Tala. Can we now disenable the chat so it doesn't affect any of our speakers during their speech?
yes,
That would
thank you
be
so much.
great.
Yeah, that brings us to the Zoom etiquette for the meeting very nicely.
Oh, sorry.
So,
I jumped the gun. Sorry.
no worries. Everyone, we've decided that preferably the video will be on because it provides a nice bit of feedback to the participants. But everybody, please strictly keep yourselves mute when it's not your turn to speak. So only the person whose turn it is to speak, please unmute yourself. Secondly, and this is for your own lookout, if your background has a bit of distraction, like people walking around or some other distraction, please turn off your video. Please turn off your video. We are here to listen to the speakers who have been preparing for months, and we should give them and the judges due respect. And that's why we don't want our backgrounds to interrupt them in any way. The chat will be disabled during the contest. Once again, let me repeat, the chat will be disabled during the contest. So if you have a good enough and non-distracting background, then feel free to turn on your video and show your emotions to the speakers, except for the judges, of course. You know better than to turn your video on, right? And secondly, no speaking unless you're asked to speak. No speaking unless you're asked to speak. And third, no usage of the chat box during the contest. It will be turned on when it will be turned on after the contest, but not during the contest. In short, every bit of respect and concentration that we can give to the speakers in an in-person meeting, we will give them in this online contest. With this, contest judge Adrija Gopal, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name correctly, correct me if I'm wrong. Have all the contestants, judges, timers, and ballot counters been briefed, and are all contestants eligible to compete?
Yes, they
Okay,
have been briefed of what is to be done, and we have assigned the responsibilities accordingly.
thank you, Chief Judge. Contest chair, uh, have all the contestants been briefed about the rules of the contest, timing, and eligibility?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Now we move on to the contest itself. Once again, everybody, please mute yourself, and I'll ask the Zoom host to mute everyone. Uh, okay, we move on to our first contestant. Our first contestant is Kimmy Avery. Kimmy Avery, are you there?
Yes,
Okay, there you are. Can you hear me and see the timer?
I can see the timer. Let's see, I'm going to go to Spotlight View.
Yeah, I'll suggest to pin the timer.
Oh, good.
And is the timer and the speaker pinned? We would like to pin both the timer and the speaker.
I can
You
see
can
both of them.
The
Yeah.
timer
well
is
as
Oh, yeah.
powered already.
It's been spotlighted. Okay, great. And
Okay. So, contestant 1, just a second. I have to get.
do you want to do a time check? I mean, a voice check by having her count to 3 times, just to make sure.
Okay, we'll do one better. So, Toastmaster Kimmy, please repeat after me. I am Kimmy Avery and I can do it.
I am Kimmy Avery and I can do it.
Okay,
Great.
you're perfect,
That's so much better than 3
audible and visible. So, Toastmaster contestant 1, Kimmy Avery, and the title of the speech is It Takes More Than Love. It takes more than love, Kimmy Avery.
Relationships today are not for the faint of heart. Mr. Chairman, fellow Toastmasters and guests, do you think that love is enough? Have you ever lost a day or a week or a year or maybe many years of your life to a relationship upset? Or do you know somebody who has? I have. I'm 53 years old and I'm married to a great man named Art. And we've been married for 10 years, almost 11, together for 14. I know that if I did not use the skills that I've learned in relationship coaching in my own relationship, I absolutely wouldn't be here, happily married. By the time I was 36, I went to not one, but 2 weddings of men I was deeply in love with, and I watched them marry other women. I was their buddy. I was the one they could sit down and talk to, but I was not the one they wanted to marry. And I was like, what the heck is wrong with me? What have I done? What's wrong? But when I was 36, I took a course called Celebrating Men, Satisfying Women. I learned that through all the work that I'd done to be a strong, powerful woman, I'd also picked up the habit and thought that I did not need somebody in my life, although I wanted one desperately. Maybe you've been there. Maybe you've had that experience. When I started studying about men, it literally changed everything for me. It opened the door for me to have a great relationship. Love is not enough, and I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why. The first reason is that we have expectations. 2 people coming together are like 2 comets flowing into each other. They each have these long tails of their history, their beliefs, their values, their cultures. Those either clash or they can synthesize together to become partnership. But it takes work. And each of these tails of comet that we bring with us into the relationship is our history, our beliefs, our values, and our unspoken expectations. We just think our partner should do something this way, or this is the way it is. And if they don't do that thing, that we expect them to mind read, to just know if they don't do that thing, then we're upset and we're hurt. And we decide they don't love us enough, respect us enough, or care about us enough to do the right thing, hence being chronically upset. The second thing that you need to understand is that we build up hurt feelings. And it's not like one catastrophic event happens. Sometimes that's true, but usually it's years and years and years of hurt feelings that have built up. And those hurt feelings cause us to close off more and more and more and more. And pretty soon we've been protecting ourselves, but we're in a cage. We can't even feel the love that we started with. Have you had that experience? I have. Those unexpressed expectations, those hurt feelings that build up, cause this chasm to happen in your relationship. And that separation feels like intense loneliness. Robin Williams, the famous comedian, he said, the loneliest place in the world is being in a relationship all alone. So what I teach my clients, the third point is that the third reason is that I teach my clients how to have a needs conversation that works. We all have needs. That's normal, that's natural. Learning how to express our need in a way that works is not so natural. Typically, women will criticize, will express our displeasure over and over and over and over again. That causes the man to close down. Men come off it being very direct and clear, I need this, and we feel like it's bullying. Those are just ways of being that are natural to us, and we have to learn a new way. We all have masculine and feminine within us and within each partnership. We need to learn to be curious instead of furious. We need to learn how to express what we need in a way that our partner can hear it. And we need to listen to our partner's needs. It behooves us to care about our partner's needs, especially if we want a long, lifelong, full, rich, loving relationship experience. If we don't learn how to make deals and express what's important to us, we'll close off. And that closure leads to that loneliness and chronic hurt feelings. And of course, those chronic hurt feelings are toxic to our physical bodies and to our children and to the dreams of the things we would create in the world. It stops us from being our best selves. And you can change that. I do that every day with my clients. As a relationship navigation specialist, I have a master's in counseling, a bachelor's in family studies and human development, and I've been studying neuro-linguistic programming for 25 years now. I'm a trainer of NLP. I help people to use their brains better, to understand each other, to create true partnership. I'm curious, what are you willing to do today to be more curious about your partner, more curious about your own needs? And what are you willing to take a risk on to have a lifetime of love? Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, contestant number 1. Please turn off your microphone. 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots.
Time.
Okay. 1 minute is over. Okay. Contestant number 2, Sandra Edwards. Can you hear me and see the timer?
Yes, I can hear you and I can see the timer.
Can you repeat after me? I am Sandra Edwards and I can do it.
I am Sandra Edwards and I can do it.
Thank you so much. Contestant number 2, Sandra Edwards, skydiving. Skydiving, Sandra Edwards.
It was never on my bucket list to jump out of an airplane when it was 10,000 feet above the earth. Now, that was my sister's dream. My sister, she's very quick and she always knows what she wants. Come, it's going to be my 70th birthday. I'm going to jump out of an airplane. It'll be so much fun. Everybody's coming, some jumping, some not. It'll be a party. Well, 70th birthday. That's pretty important. Of course, I'll be there. But jump out of an airplane? Don't think so. Well, the day soon came. The sky was blue. There was no wind. It was perfect for skydiving. Now, it took us several hours to get to that little airfield outside of Three Forks, Montana. People were arriving. Coolers, folding chairs, spectator sport, who knew? There was a little cottage there, sufficed as an office. So I went in to see what was going on. People were signing up very enthusiastically. And I'm thinking, now this is an opportunity to jump out of an airplane. Well, how many times does that happen? I mean, it sounds kind of scary, but you know, people do it all the time. It seems to be okay. So I gave the guy some money. I signed up and I was going to jump. Oh, I'm going to jump. Well, soon it was my turn. I was walking towards the airplane with very, very reluctant legs. And the other guy was walking with me. He had a watch. He had a camera on his watch thing, taking pictures of me all the time. And he's trying to make me get into conversation. Well, I wasn't into that. So we got to the airplane and it was so little. We had to sit on the floor and there was no door on this airplane. We could just fall right out. Well, I got hooked up to the tannin guy and he keeps talking to me. Wah, 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 wah. I couldn't hear a word he says until put your feet out the door. Put my feet out the door? That's when my toes started talking to me. No, no, don't do it. Don't do it. We're going to die. That's when I blacked out. I simply blacked out. And I didn't come to until we were free falling towards the earth about 1,000 miles a minute. So what's with that guy? Why doesn't he pull the cord? What's going on back there? Is something wrong? Well, eventually he did pull the cord. And the parachute opened. And everything was so beautiful. Oh, green and lush. And oh, there are the three rivers down there coming together. Oh, and there are my people down there in that little speck of grass. What a perspective. And don't I love perspective? Like I'm a hand reader. I'm a hand analysis. And I like to read people's hands to give them a new perspective. I love it. I love hand analysis. When I look at my own hands, I am reminded that I have a line that has to do with, wanting to know all about the world, needing adventure in my life. And I guess that's why I ended up jumping out of an airplane. I just had to see what it was like. Finally, we hit the ground. The tandem guy gave me a big hug, which seemed a bit unusual. As I look around, I see people are looking at me with great concern. I asked my brother what was happening, and he informed me that they could all hear me screaming from 10,000 feet above the earth. Isn't that hilarious? Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, contestant number 2. Please turn off your microphone. 1 minute silence for the judges.
One minute is done, I believe.
One minute is done. Timers.
Yes, Toastmaster Tala.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Contestant number 3, Sally Reyes. Can you hear me and see the timer?
Yes. Oh, I could. Now she's gone.
Okay. Can you? Oh yeah. Can you see the second timer?
I
Can you
don't-
see me,
Oh,
Toastmaster
she's
Sally?
back now. Yeah. I think you can see her now.
I can. If Boomy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Thank you.
So, Toastmaster Sally Reyes, please repeat after me. I am Sally Reyes and I can do it.
I am Sally Reyes and I can do it.
Thank you so much. Contestant number 3, Sally Reyes. Pink. Pink, Sally Reyes.
I'm 8 years old, riding across the grassy hills on my Palomino horse Misty. My dog, my trusty dog terrier, is out in front leading the way. The wind is blowing my bleached hair and her mane. We all look like one motion, having a wonderful day in the sun and grass. And we go down the hill and get to orchards, munch on apples, walnuts, and pears. Trusty's on the ground, munching on a furry critter. He's always looking for somebody to chase. So we decide that it's getting late and we go to the barn. I feed the horse, I lock the gate, and oh, a snake. And next to the snake is this smiling dog. I have saved the day and killed the snake. Oh, Rusty, I pat him on the cheek and say, come on, let's go home. It's dinner time. So we walk down the street into the sunset and coming to our house. We see my mother standing at the back door, waving a big white box. Oh, my mother is never at the back door. She's cooking dinner. What is going on? We come closer and she calls, hi, dear. We've been invited to a Christmas tea party and a ballet recital. Uh-oh. She says, and you can wear this. Hands me the box. And very suspiciously, I peel a corner open and said, oh my God, it's a pink, shiny dress. Pepto-Bismol pink. Oh, it makes me choke. My mother says, take this to your room, dear. The party will be Saturday. I grab that box and throw it in the closet floor, praying it will fall down Alice's magical rabbit hole. Well, time passes and mother comes in and says, it's Saturday. She makes me put my arms up and drops this dress over my head. And she ties the buttons on the Peter Pan collar and the rhinestone buttons and ties the big fluffy bow on my backside. This dress belonged to my cousin, who was very svelte and wore it a decade ago. It looks like a seduction costume for Shirley Temple. And I'm not svelte or Shirley Temple. So we're on our way to the party in stony silence. I look like a pink sausage. That's all I could say. It's a pink sausage and I don't fit it. And when we got to the house was gloriously intimidating. It was huge. It was full of Christmas trees in every window. In every room, they had Christmas trees, small, medium, and 2 stories high. There was even a Christmas tree in the bathroom. So as we were served cookies and tea and sat there, and I watched people walk to another room. I said, oh, maybe if I shrink back, nobody will ask us to go. Unfortunately, that did not work. So we were led to the performance room, and it was filled with people, and the only seats available were 2 in the front row. Oh my God. Well, we were led to the front row and seated, and The girls in this dance went to a private school, had beautiful costumes and dainty slippers. And I felt very uncomfortable. And I didn't see much of the performance. I was so busy listening to the people in the back staring at me, this big pink sausage. I will never, ever, ever wear pink again. When I joined Toastmasters, at 70, I realized that I had a difficult situation with pink. It became a phobia. So Toastmasters helped me look at that phobia in a different way. I have heard people in meeting rooms talking about their own successes and even laughing about their failures, which gave me a little strength to get up there and say, I have a hatred of pink. As I talked about pink, I realized that it had gone from a fashion statement to the phobia. And it was Toastmasters who helped me to change my perspective. And I am interested that people understand that they can talk, if they have themselves or friends afraid of phobias, such as roller coasters, elevators, and not to mention clowns, Toastmasters is a way to dispose of that terror. Toastmaster.
Thank you, contestant number 3. Please turn off your microphone. 1 minute silence for the judges.
Toastmaster Tala, 1 minute is up.
Thank you, Ms. Timer. Okay, we have our next contestant, Isaac Ford. Isaac Ford, can you hear me and see the timer?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, can you repeat after me? I am Isaac Ford and I can do this.
I am Isaac Ford, and I can do this.
Thank you. Contestant number 4, Isaac Ford, unforgettable. Unforgettable, Isaac Ford.
Mr. Contest Chair, Toastmasters, everyone has a favorite teacher. Mine was Coach Blaney. Yes, Coach really was his first name. He had the wisdom of Yoda and the voice of Darth Vader. The life lessons he pounded into me, I still use to this day. And one of the things he tried to drill into my hard head was, you can do anything if you try. Now, that's not a revolutionary philosophy. You've heard it thousands of times. But my question is, when did you begin to believe it? For me, it was the first day in high school, and coach said, Isaac, I need a high hurdler. Think you can do that? Seriously? With a body like this? He looked me up and down. Then he said, well, I need you anyway. This was a small school named Hawthorne, Nevada, and every school has a tough rival. Ours was Yerington. We'd try to beat them at football, baseball, basketball, skip rope. But in track, Yerington had a hurdling superstar named Mike Rippey. Mike was lightning fast. Everybody knew that nobody could beat Mike. But this one unforgettable day, Mike and I came face to face at a track meet held on Mike's home turf, Yerington. So we're on that starting line, and bang, when I crossed the finish line and looked to my left and saw Mike a half stride behind me, I beat the unbeatable. So when I hear the announcer, the winner of the 120-yard high hurdles, Mike Rippey. What? Mike, you know you didn't win that race. All Mike could do was lower his head, walk away. The fact was, Mike didn't have anything to do with it. It's called home field advantage. The judges were from Yerington, and apparently they saw a different finish. So coach comes up to me, Isaac, the next time you race Mike, I want you to beat him so badly. There will be no questions as to who won the race. And then he added, you can do anything if you try. Next time, run just one step faster. From that day forward, I would be the first person to practice, the last to leave. 7 days a week, I would be the only person on that field because I knew there was just one person I needed to beat, myself. The next time I saw Mike was the last meet of the year, the Nevada State Finals held in Reno. So we're on that starting line, and when I hear that bang, I flew over those hurdles like the Flash, as did Mike. We were running side by side, stride for stride as we crossed the finish line. So when I hear the announcer, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new state champion with a time of 14.2 seconds, Isaac Ford. Woo-hoo! Now, I don't tell you that story to boast. I tell you because that taught me an essential life lesson. Well, actually, I learned 3 lessons from Coach Blaney that I still use to this day. And the first one is goal. You have to have a goal. My goal was to beat Mike. And then the second thing is passion. You have to have passion. My passion, to really beat Mike. And then the third thing is visualization. You have to see it before you can do it. In my mind, I had run that race over 1,000 times. If you're lucky, you have a Coach Blaney in your life too. Maybe it was that teacher that told you you can do this when everybody else doubted you. Or maybe that friend that would always lift you up when no one else would. Or maybe that Toastmaster mentor that told you one day you will win table topics. Is it possible that you are that Coach Blaney in someone else's life? 6 years ago, I finally reconnected with Coach Blaney. It had been over 40 years since we last spoke. He's in his 70s now. So when he comes to the phone, Coach Blaney, this is Isaac Ford. He said, Isaac Ford, who ran the high hurdles in 14.2 seconds? Yes, Coach. I'm a Toastmaster now, and I've given a speech in your honor because I never had the chance to thank you for all the motivation and encouragement you gave me in high school. Isaac, that really touches my heart that you would do that for me. I had no idea I had been such a positive force in your life. But it's like I've always said, you can do anything if you try. It's the contest chair.
Thank you, contestant number 4. Now, judges will take as much time as needed to complete their ballots. And judges, you have been previously given instructions for how to submit your ballots. If you have any questions, please privately contact the chief judge. The judges are still working on the ballots, and please be patient. So I will wait for the intimation from the chief judge about the time when the judges have completed their ballots. Audience are requested to remain silent during this period. Okay, it's time to come back from the break. So, Madam Contest Chair, can we proceed with the contestant interviews while the results are being compiled?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. First of all, everyone, please turn on your cameras so that we can see each other, and especially the contestants. Guess what? The contest is not over. It's just big because I'm going to interview you. Okay.
Got that.
Can we spotlight the speakers too? Please.
Okay. My first contestant will be Toastmaster Kim Avery. And yeah, you're there. Okay. So I will request all the contestants to try to limit their answer to between 1 minute and 2 minutes. Consider this a table topic. And Kim Avery, as you talked about love and happiness, what would you choose? Contentment or happiness?
What would I choose? Contentment or happiness? I think genuine happiness is what I would choose. I think that contentment can feel like complacency. It can feel kind of no ups and downs. And I think part of the spark of life is having adventures, is having a vibrant life. And to me, what bubbles out of that is happiness. When I was in Thailand, speeding down the road through a monsoon storm on my motorbike with my little chihuahua in my pouch in front of me, that was an adventure. My husband slowed down to see if I was okay, and I was grinning from ear to ear because it was an adventure. And that brought happiness to me. Contentment, where everything stays the same, is not really the kind of life I want for myself or for other people. I want, one of the things I live for is love, connection, joy, vibrancy, and integrity. You can't have those things when you're just merely content. Ups and downs in life are what brings us happiness and joy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And that segues so beautifully into my next question, who is, which is to Toastmaster Sandra Edwards, who talked about skydiving. Adventure versus risking of human life. What would you choose?
Now, would you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, adventure versus risking of human life. Or do you think some things are risking your life, worth risking your life for,
Oh,
as you did?
well, I guess you have to take some risks. If you want to have an adventurous life, you do have to take a risk. Of course, you wouldn't want to take a life, you wouldn't want to take an unreasonable life risk, but you do have to put yourself out there. And I guess I never think about it. An adventure that seems good for me just pops up and there we go. Now, yeah, the skydiving thing, that was, I didn't think of that as, death defying or anything, but I just thought, well, everybody does it. I can do it. And so, so I did. I put myself out there and did it and see what happened. I guess I won't be doing that again. But I will be seeking other adventures, though, and I always do. I like my life to be full of adventure. And
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sandra. Sally Reyes, you talked about recitals. We've all been to recitals. So, my question to you is watching paint dry versus watching other kids' recitals. What would you choose?
Can you repeat that, please?
Watching someone else's kids' recitals versus watching paint dry. What would you choose?
Oh. Well, I love paint and color, but I do not like watching it dry. I like the experimental part, but my life has been full of unusual turns and travels, and the excitement in doing all of these special things make life vibrant and hopefully keep us young at heart. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sally Reyes. Toastmaster Isaac Ford, you seem to be a very competitive spirit. And so I would ask you the age-old ancient question that has been troubling humanity since thousands of years. Star Trek or Star Wars, and why?
Okay, I'm sorry. Repeat that last part.
What would you choose, Star Trek or Star Wars, and why?
I'll be honest with you. I actually did see Star Wars, but I slept through it. So I never really saw the whole movie. So I guess I need to revisit Star Wars and watch it again. Because like I said, it was years ago. And when I went to the movie, I was tired. And the next thing I know, they were running the credits and I woke up. So that was it. But you know what though, on the speech, the one thing that I'm glad is that I really was able to reconnect with Coach Blaney, because it had really bothered me that all those years, I hadn't talked to him or seen him, because once I left high school, I went to college, so I never went back to that town. I mean, went home, it's not that town, went back home. So that was, for me, getting back in touch with him was the best thing that happened. So that's like I said, that's the good part for me for giving that speech, is that I reconnected with him. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Isaac, for that insight. And now it's time for me to hand over the charge to the contest chair. But first, I request everyone to turn on your cameras once again so we can have a nice photo. Everyone.
Oh, do we want contestants to mute their video so we can get a better picture?
Yeah, just the contestants. Yeah.
Just the contestants to have their video on so we can get a good picture. And who's going to take the picture, Curtis or Mohammed or?
Hey, can you grab it? Let me just get set up quickly.
Okay.
The way it looked on my screen when everybody was up there just a moment ago, I could take a snapshot of that if you want to just highlight the speakers.
Or spotlight them? Are they they're still spotlighted, right?
Perfect.
Makes sense, Kimmy. Yeah.
And I'll grab that because that's a nice picture. Everybody smile. Okay.
Want to take a second one just in case?
Sure. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay, got it.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. And with that, I will hand over the charge of the contest now to our contest chair, DTM Cynthia Stott. Over to you, madam.
Okay, thank you. And is Emmanuel ready as our contest chair as well? He's going to do some thank yous to all the role players. I don't know if you've ever been behind the scenes on a contest. It takes not only a village, it takes a whole city with ballot counters and timers and judges and contestants. So we really appreciate all the people that participated, and we especially appreciate the Toastmaster of the day, because he has to keep everything moving and on time and flowing well. So we really appreciate that. And Emmanuel, do you want to come on and thank your team? He's going to send the certificates of appreciation after tomorrow or the next day, because he's still working on our beautiful magazine, The Global Leader. And I don't, Linda, do you see him anywhere on the screen?
I don't see him on the screen, no.
No, he's not in the room.
I don't know.
I think
Give me
he
a
is in.
minute,
He is in
please.
the room.
He's in
but
the room.
no video.
He is
Oh
in the
yeah,
room.
so I'm here.
Is that you, Emmanuel?
Yes, I'm here. Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Do you want to thank your team? Our chief judge?
Thank
Who's not
you,
here.
everyone. Sorry, my camera.
Your chief judge isn't here.
My camera cannot come up now.
Okay.
But I'd like to thank everyone who made today an amazing meeting, an amazing contest. I would like to thank the Toastmaster of the meeting, the amazing DTM, the Toastmaster of the meeting, the chief judge, the ballot counters, and our amazing anonymous judges. I mean, this has been really great. Today we have a record number of judges, and I'm sure that the results will prove for itself that they were amazing. I want to thank everyone who has taken time to visit Leaders Worldwide. This is one of the clubs that you will never find in many parts of the world. And I want to really appreciate every one of you who has stayed to this time of the contest. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been an amazing contest. Many thanks to you. And of course, I want to thank all the club officers of Leaders Worldwide. It's been an experience, really. I hand over control back to Madam President. Over to you.
Great. So we do have a few announcements. One is that the follow-up contest is the area contest. And so from today, they will be moving on to that the contest on the February 22nd at 7 p.m. The contest starts, and we want any role players or contestants to be there by 6 p.m. Pacific, San Francisco time, so that you can be in place. And contestants will need to be briefed and that sort of thing. And we ask that both the first winner and the second runner-up be present, because you never know, just like today, you never know if contestants can't make it at the last minute. And so we want you to be able to be to represent our club, so our club is represented by being there. And I have seen it where a second contestant wasn't available or didn't show up for the area, and the club was not represented because their first winner was not able to be there either. So we're going to ask that you be there. Great. And any more announcements? Oh, and on the 22nd, because it's in the evening time, we normally have an afternoon session, for, just like today, from 11 to 1 p.m. We are not going to have any Leaders Worldwide session because we're all going to go to the area contest and support our contestants, hopefully. Great. Are there any more announcements that you can think of, Linda?
I can't. Cynthia, I wonder, would we ask that the first 3 speakers show up just in case first and second don't or can't? I think all 3 of our top winners should attend the area contest.
Yeah, the
Plus
more
any other of our members who can.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And it looks like your ballot counters and chief judge are back in the room.
Okay, so we want to do the last thing is the drum roll. So we're going to wait, and we're going to call first of all our guests, and because we couldn't talk to you at the beginning, would you like to come on and share what your experience was, how you liked the contest? And Linda, could you help me with that?
I can.
Okay. And I need to go check on the results. Woohoo!
No hands up yet. Lots of people unmute.
Anybody want to share their experience?
Roger, do you have your hand up or are you just waving in front of your camera? And you're muted.
Deanna McEnroy and Roger to have their hands up. Linda.
I'm sorry?
That's okay. I thought it was a very good contest. And I'll be back later. So okay. So.
And who was that, Roger?
Yes.
Okay, Roger. And we have a tradition here where we give virtual chocolates, which have no calories and no things to rot your teeth or ruin your health. So would you like a virtual chocolate?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Here you go. Any flavor you want.
Okay, thank you.
All right, awesome. And we had Deanna too. Is Deanna able to share in the chat with us? What's your
Yes.
Yes, can you share in the chat?
Okay. Want it closer?
Oh my God.
I got pain. You have to write.
Okay, well, we're gonna mute you while you write in the chat. Oh, this is Carol Loeffler says this was enjoyable to watch and listen. I'm glad I saw the advertisement. Awesome. would you like to come on and share with us, Carol, while Deanna's typing?
I don't see, oh, there she is. Yeah.
Do you want to share, Carol?
Okay, hi there. This is neat. I don't remember how I found the advertisement for it, but it was very nice to be able to do it. The fact that we're getting to see people in all over the world, truly international, is really nice. So that is an enjoyable thing. And I wondered, are you doing this again next week then?
No, we did our evaluation contest last week.
Okay, all right. Well, good luck to all of the winners. That's pretty exciting.
But you should come to the area contest and see us all in the second half.
Oh, okay.
On the 22nd.
And there is a meeting next week, right?
Yes, there's a meeting next week, but it's not a contest.
Right, but we meet weekly.
We meet weekly. And we have, I think, about 8 speakers speaking in our speech craft. And I think we have a headliner next week as well. Who do we have for the headliner? The keynote.
I don't remember where I saw this. And so I was wondering, the meeting for next week that you're talking about, how would I find it?
Don't worry, you are now on my mailing list and you will get it in your email.
Okay.
And sign up on the same link that you already signed up on, and you'll yes.
Okay. We're going to highlight a contest winner.
Ah, yes. So we're going to highlight. Oh, right. Awesome. So we're going to highlight a contest winner next week.
And you are correct, Cynthia. We have 8 speakers in Speechcraft next week.
But we all get to hear the winner being highlighted and coached. I'm going to coach them actually, and then give them some tips, and hopefully they'll be able to win the area contest.
Right, and we do have 3 other speakers, including the winner of today, who are actually speaking in our regular time.
Our main room.
Right, so you'll get to hear.
You want to start your video?
Sorry?
I'm gonna ask. Okay. Okay.
Oh my
God. Hi.
Hi. Hi, Deanna.
And just to know, Victor says, thank you for letting me be a part of this. Unfortunately, he had to leave.
Thank Victor for joining us. That was great. Awesome. So Carol, do you want a virtual chocolate?
Hi, I'm just going to speak for Dina for a minute. She just wants to make sure you're seeing her chat.
No, we are not.
You're not.
Actually, the chats are coming as direct messages to me. So perhaps if you just
so you're seeing them. See, your messages are going to the gentleman, but no one else is seeing them.
I can try copy and pasting though. Yeah.
There, he's going to share
that
it,
would
okay?
be great. Thank
Okay.
you. Team effort.
Yay! There we go.
Okay.
Hey, there you go. You happy now, Dina? Yay! This is great, ladies. You're doing a wonderful job.
Awesome.
And Dina says, thank Toastmasters, Madame. Yes, I can do that. My disability relationship relates from high school. We had a Spirit Week contest. I was in the leg contest and I won $100. I was happy. I was in a purple shirt team after that. I can do that. Draw bigger flowers in the bowl. He was the first to kiss me about 20 minutes at the car park in 1992, and I fell in love with him. I cried to leave the last day of school. After that, I felt very sad. Wouldn't outfit the college school that my disability in the chair that too low programmed. I felt that very angry college secretary were mean, and I cried in the room. He was first kissed me about 20 minutes in car park in 1992, and I fell in love with him.
Thank you, Dina, for sharing with us. Thank you for coming again. Woo, you're a regular visitor. Would you like a chocolate?
I'll give her one.
Yes, we're going to throw you a chocolate. Woohoo, here it comes. There you go. Do we have any more before we hear the winners?
I think Evelyn and Philip had wanted to share.
Okay. Evelyn, do you want to unmute yourself? There you go. Hi.
Hi.
Let's call it.
Oh yeah. It's always very interesting to go to somebody else's contest, and I'm looking at you all these warm clothes you're wearing. What sort of a climate are you having at the moment? Because we're freezing cold, and look at me.
Yes, it is very cold. Well, in San Francisco, it never gets much colder than 40 degrees Fahrenheit, but we can feel cold because we have the ocean breezes.
We're about
we're 2 degrees centigrade at the moment.
Centigrade. Oh, you're in the 30s then. Oh, okay, great. How did you?
We're in the 30s. That's my age.
You're all very joyful looking, and we are dying to know the result. Because I did my own thing, and I want to see, do the judges agree with me? Of course, they'll never know that.
Did they get it right?
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
That's what we all think, isn't it?
Okay, great. And did you want to share? Did you enjoy yourself today?
Yeah, it was fascinating.
There was one thing I would like to suggest, that instead of having a blank space, a dead air for the time the judges are out of the room, could we have some topics or something? That's what we do.
No, the judges were not out of the room. They were in the room, and that's why we had to hold silence.
All right.
They were in the room.
She may be
Stick
talking
him in
about.
another room. Stick him in another room.
She might have been talking about when the ballot counters went out.
Yeah, they went out when the judges were finished. So we had to wait for the judges to finish. We have to hold silence according to the contest rules. And then we took our break.
Nice.
And then we had interviews with the contestants.
Yeah, I remember the interviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we needed a break because it had been over an hour.
Are your meetings only an hour?
No, it's 2 hours.
Right.
And so you'd been waiting for over an hour for a break. We like to give you a break at least once an hour. Yeah. Would you like chocolates?
Oh, yes, please. I got nutty ones.
What ones?
Nuts.
Nuts. What kind of nuts?
Hazelnuts.
Ah, here comes some hazelnut chocolates.
Thank you.
All right. And how about you, sir? Would you like some chocolate?
Mint cream for me.
Mint cream. Ooh, yum. Here it comes. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for visiting.
You're welcome.
Okay. Anybody else that we have? Or are you ready for the results?
I would say everyone is waiting for the results.
Okay, so I will be right back. Unfortunately, we did have one timing disqualification, and the contestants can ask our chief judge, or you can actually ask me because I have the information. I'll get the information, but we won't announce who it was. But we did have one timing disqualification. And so the results, drum roll, please. Sandra Edwards is our third place winner. Woohoo, Sandra! And second place winner, drum roll, please. Kimmy Avery. And what everybody's waiting for, our first place winner, Isaac Ford. Congratulations, everyone. What a wonderful competition. Yay. And if we could spotlight the speakers again, and everybody turn off their videos so we can see our winners.
We can hold up our fingers for which place we got. And then I'll take a picture.
There they are. 3. Oh, we want to see your face, Sandra. Ah, yes.
Kimmy, do what you said, what you asked others to do. Put your 2 up.
2.
There you go.
Excellent, excellent. Everyone did a great job. That was just so inspiring. Awesome. So we've got some pictures and you're ready to go to the contest on the 22nd. Did we get all our pictures done?
Yeah.
Kimmy? Okay. And we'll see you at the contest on February 22nd at 7 p.m. and contestants will be there at 6 p.m. Thank you so much and bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Great job, everyone.